I never thought I'd be the kind of guy who actually plans revenge. But when I pushed open our bedroom door on our 5th wedding anniversary and found my wife tangled up in the sheets with my best friend, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just smiled. And for the next 6 months, I systematically dismantled everything they cared about. This is how I lost my marriage, kept my sanity, and watched karma collect its debt in full. If you've ever been played for a fool by the people you trusted most, hit that like button right now. Subscribe, settle in, and get ready for one of the most calculated, deeply satisfying revenge stories you'll hear this year. Because sometimes, justice isn't loud, it's quiet, and it cuts the deepest. Let me set the scene for you, because you gotta understand exactly what kind of ground I was standing on before the whole thing cracked open beneath my feet. My name's Daniel. Or at least, that's the name I'll use here. Doesn't matter much anyway. What matters is the truth of it. I was 32 back then. Had a decent job in commercial real estate, a mortgage I could actually keep up with, and a life that, on paper, looked pretty damn solid. I'd been married to Sarah for 5 years. We met in college, dated through grad school, bought a fixer-upper in the suburbs, and built this quiet, predictable little rhythm that felt like home. Or so I thought. Then there was Marcus. Marcus had been my brother in everything but blood since we were 16. We'd backpacked through Europe together, pulled each other out of bad breakups, celebrated promotions at the same dive bar, and shared a language that didn't need words half the time. When Sarah and I got married, he was my best man. He gave the toast. He cried a little. Hell, he even helped me pick out the damn engagement ring. You don't just walk away from that kind of bond. You don't. That's what I kept telling myself, anyway. Right up until the night, everything went sideways. It was our 5th anniversary. I'd booked a table at this Italian place she'd been mentioning for months. I bought her a necklace I'd been saving up for, wrapped it in that stupid little velvet box, and drove home early to surprise her. I figured she'd be getting ready, maybe lighting a few candles, putting on that playlist she always queued up when she wanted to set a mood. I parked in the driveway, killed the engine, and walked up the front steps. The house was dark except for the hallway light. Normal. Quiet. I unlocked the front door, dropped my keys on the console table, and called out her name. No answer. Just the faint hum of the refrigerator and the tick of the wall clock. I walked down the hall. The bedroom door was cracked open. I pushed it. And there they were. I'm not gonna paint you some dramatic, movie-style picture. It wasn't like that. It was worse. It was quiet. It was mundane. It was just them. Sarah's back was to the door. Marcus was on his side, facing her, one arm draped over her waist like he owned the space. The sheets were twisted around their legs. Their clothes were piled on the floor like they couldn't be bothered to fold them. And the worst part? They didn't even hear me come in. They were too busy whispering, too caught up in whatever little fantasy they'd built on top of 5 years of my loyalty. My chest tightened. My stomach dropped like I'd missed a step on a flight of stairs. My hands actually went numb. I stood there in the doorway, breathing through my mouth, watching two people I loved more than anything pretend the rest of the world didn't exist. And in that exact second, something inside me just snapped. Not in anger, not in panic, in clarity. I didn't yell. I didn't flip the lamp over. I didn't grab my keys and storm out like some broken cliche. I just stood there. I watched them. And then, slowly, I smiled. Yeah, I smiled. Because in that moment, I realized something they didn't. I realized I held all the cards. They thought they were sneaking around. They thought they'd pulled one over on me. But they had no idea what kind of man they were messing with. I backed out of the doorway. I closed the door softly. I walked down the hall, grabbed my jacket off the hook, and stepped out into the cool evening air. I didn't slam the door. I didn't look back. I just got in my car, started the engine, and drove. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I couldn't stay in that house 1 second longer. I ended up at a 24-hour diner off the interstate. Ordered black coffee and a slice of cherry pie I didn't touch. Sat in the corner booth with my phone in my hand, staring at the cracked screen, and just breathed. My heart was hammering against my ribs like it wanted out. My hands shook. But my mind? My mind was ice cold. I called a lawyer the next morning. Not a divorce lawyer. Not yet. I called a friend of a friend who specialized in asset protection and marital law. I didn't mention what happened. Not exactly. I just said I needed a quiet consultation. Needed to understand my options. Needed to make sure I wasn't walking into a trap. He told me to start documenting everything. Every text. Every email. Every bank statement. Every shared password. Every joint account. Every piece of paper with my name on it. Don't confront them, he said. Not yet. Let them think they're winning. While they're busy playing house, you build your case. So that's exactly what I did. I went back home that evening. Acted like nothing happened. Sarah was in the kitchen, washing dishes, humming to herself. She jumped when I walked in. Her eyes went wide. Her shoulders tensed. I just smiled, kissed her cheek, and asked how her day was. She stammered something about being tired. I nodded. Played it cool. Played it perfect. Because the second I let her know I'd seen it, the second I gave her a reason to cover her tracks, I'd lose the upper hand. And I wasn't about to hand them that. That night, I started the spreadsheet. Sounds cold, right? Maybe it was. But grief and betrayal don't make you poetic. They make you precise. I opened a new document. I titled it Project Clean Slate. And I started logging. I copied our joint bank statements. I downloaded our shared cloud drives. I recorded every time she left her phone unlocked on the counter. I noted every, working late, Marcus claimed, cross-referenced with his location data from a shared fitness app we'd all been using for a group challenge. I pulled up our marriage certificate, the mortgage paperwork, the car titles, the insurance policies. I backed it all up to an external drive. Then I backed that up to a secure cloud. Then I mailed a physical copy to a P.O. box I'd rented under a different name. Paranoid? Maybe. Smart? Absolutely. For the next 3 weeks, I played the part. I cooked dinner. I asked about her day. I even kissed her goodnight like nothing had changed. But behind the scenes, I was cutting the cords one by one. I opened a new checking account in my name only. I started routing my direct deposit there. I quietly removed my name from the joint credit card. I changed the passwords on every account tied to my social security number. I contacted our mortgage company and asked about refinancing options. I called a real estate attorney and started drafting a separation agreement. I didn't tell Sarah any of it. I didn't have to. She was too busy texting Marcus under the dinner table to notice. And Marcus? Oh, Marcus thought he was untouchable. He started showing up at our house more often. Just checking in on you, man, he'd say, clapping me on the shoulder like we were still brothers. He'd bring over a six-pack, crack one open, sit on my couch, and talk about his new project at work. Either not. I'd sip my beer. I'd let him talk. And all the while, I was watching him. Watching the way his eyes lingered on Sarah when she walked into the room. Watching the way he'd subtly shift his chair closer to hers. Watching the way he'd lie about his whereabouts, about his schedule, about his intentions. He thought I was blind. I was just waiting. The turning point came on a Tuesday. Rainy. Cold. I was at my desk at work when I got a text from Sarah. Running late. Dinner with clients. Don't wait up. I read it. I smiled. I opened the shared location app on my phone. Heard it wasn't at some restaurant downtown. It was at a mid-tier hotel off Route 9. The same hotel Marcus had checked into under a corporate discount code he'd mentioned for a client meeting 2 days prior. That was it. The last thread snapped. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just closed my laptop, grabbed my coat, and walked to my car. I drove to the hotel, parked in the back lot, sat in the driver's seat with the engine off and the windows up. And I watched. I didn't need to go inside. I didn't need to catch them in the act again. I already had enough. But I needed to see it for myself. I needed to burn the image into my brain so I'd never doubt it. So I'd never soften. So I'd never let them back in. 30 minutes later, Marcus's truck pulled into the spot next to mine. He killed the engine, stepped out, looked around like a kid sneaking out past curfew, walked to the side entrance, swiped a key card, disappeared inside. I waited another hour. Then I started the car. I drove home. I packed a single bag. I left a printed copy of our joint bank statements, the hotel check-in receipt, and a single sticky note on the kitchen counter. The note just said, I know. We're done. Talk to my lawyer. Then I walked out the door. And I didn't look back. The next 6 months were a masterclass in quiet destruction. And I'm not proud of every single thing I did. But I'm not ashamed of them either. Because when someone hands you a betrayal that cuts that deep, you don't owe them mercy. You owe yourself peace. And peace, sometimes, only comes when the scales finally balance. First, I filed for legal separation. Not divorce. Separation. That gave me time. It froze our joint assets. It stopped her from draining the savings account or maxing out the credit cards. It put a legal wall between us, and I used it like a shield. I moved into a small apartment on the other side of town, furnished it with second-hand stuff. A mattress on the floor, a folding table, a single lamp. It wasn't pretty, but it was mine. And for the first time in months, I could breathe without feeling like I was drowning. Sarah didn't take it well. At first, she played the victim. She called my lawyer crying. She claimed I was overreacting. She said it was a moment of weakness. She begged for counseling, for a second chance, for time to figure things out. I didn't respond. I let my attorney handle it. I knew what she was doing. She was buying time. Upinide krak. Upinide ruften. Upinide furjet. But I hadn't forgotten. I was just building. Phase 2 was financial. I knew Marcus ran a small consulting firm. Nothing huge. Just 3 employees, a shared office space, and a handful of mid-tier clients. I also knew he'd been padding his invoices, charging for hours he didn't work, billing for software licenses he didn't use. I knew because I'd helped him set up his accounting system 3 years ago, and I knew exactly where to look. I didn't hack anything. I didn't break any laws. I just made a few anonymous calls. To the IRS, to the state licensing board, to 2 of his biggest clients. I didn't name him directly. I just said, you might want to review your contractor agreements with company name. The billing structure seems inconsistent. That's all it took. Within weeks, his clients started pulling back. They requested audits. They demanded itemized reports. They started questioning every line item. Marcus panicked. He started working overtime to cover the gaps. He started borrowing money to pay his employees. He started lying to his partners. And the more he lied, the more the cracks showed. Meanwhile, I was handling the house. I knew Sarah wanted it. She'd always loved it. Talked about painting the kitchen, planting a garden, raising kids in those rooms. I wasn't going to give it to her easily. Not out of spite. Out of strategy. I listed it, but not with her name on it. I used a trust I'd set up months prior. I priced it aggressively. I hired a stager. I took professional photos. And I let the market do the work. It sold in 11 days. For 12% over asking. Sarah found out when the for sale sign went up. She called me screaming, crying, accusing me of theft, of betrayal, of stealing our home. I listened. I let her talk. I let her exhaust herself. And when she finally stopped, I just said, check your mailbox. The separation agreement is in there. Read it. Sign it. Or let the court handle it. Your call. She didn't sign it. Not right away. She dragged it out. She hired a lawyer. She tried to claim emotional distress. She tried to argue that the house was marital property and that I couldn't just sell it. My attorney didn't flinch. He pulled up the prenup. Not a traditional one. A post-nuptial amendment we'd signed 2 years prior after a minor financial disagreement. It clearly stated that any property purchased under my name prior to marriage remained mine, and that any joint assets would be split based on contribution, not equal division. I'd funded 70% of the down payment. I'd paid 60% of the mortgage. I'd handled all the renovations. The math was simple. The law was clear. And the judge agreed. Sarah got a payout. Not a small one, but nowhere near what she wanted. Enough to rent a place. Enough to start over. Nowhere near enough to live comfortably. And Marcus? Oh, Marcus didn't just lose his business. He lost his reputation. The audits revealed discrepancies. Not enough for criminal charges, but enough for professional ruin. His licensing board suspended him pending review. His partners dissolved the LLC. His clients walked. His employees quit. Within 4 months, he was out of work, out of clients, out of credibility. He tried to reach out to me. Sent a text, then a call, then an email. We need to talk, he wrote. Man to man, like brothers. I didn't reply, because brothers don't stab you in the back on your anniversary. Brothers don't lie to your face. Brothers don't think they can play you for a fool and walk away unscathed. The final blow came on a rainy Thursday in November. I was sitting in my apartment, drinking black coffee, reviewing the final divorce decree, when my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me tap it. It was a photo of Marcus and Sarah, sitting at a cheap diner, both of them looking exhausted, both of them wearing the same hollow expression people wear when the reality finally hits. The caption read, "We're done. It's over. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted it. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. The apology wasn't for me. It was for themselves. They'd realized too late that the thing they'd chased was built on sand, that the thrill of secrecy couldn't replace the weight of consequence. That love stolen from someone else's life doesn't just vanish. It echoes. And eventually, it crashes. I didn't feel triumph. Not exactly. I felt quiet. The kind of quiet that settles over a room after a storm finally passes. The kind of quiet that tells you the worst is over. That you survived it. That you didn't break. I packed up the last of my boxes that weekend. I drove to the new place. A small house on the edge of town. 2 bedrooms. A porch. A yard. I unpacked slowly. I set up the kitchen. I hung a single picture on the wall. Not of Sarah. Not of Marcus. Just a landscape. Mountains. Trees. Open sky. I sat on the floor that night, back against the wall, and just breathed. No anger. No bitterness. No lingering what-ifs. Just peace. People always ask if revenge actually works. If it actually heals you. The truth? It doesn't. Not really. Revenge doesn't fix what was broken. It just clears the rubble so you can rebuild. And that's enough. Because sometimes, moving forward doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to let the past dictate your future. Sarah moved to another state. Last I heard, she's working retail, living with her sister, trying to piece her life back together. Marcus bounced around for a while. Tried freelancing. Tried consulting again under a different name. Failed again. Eventually, he went back to school. Got a certification. Took a mid-level job somewhere he'll never be in charge. They don't talk to each other anymore. The thing that bound them together wasn't love. It was secrecy. And secrecy has a shelf life. It rots. It collapses. It leaves you standing in the wreckage, wondering how you got there. Me? I'm doing good. Better than good, actually. I bought that house outright. I travel when I want. I sleep through the night. I don't flinch when my phone buzzes. I don't overthink every conversation. I don't carry the weight of their choices anymore. I let them go. And in doing so, I finally got myself back. The moment it all clicked wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was just quiet. I was sitting at my kitchen table, signing the final divorce paperwork, when my attorney called. "It's done," he said. "House is sold. Assets are split. Restraining order on joint accounts is permanent. They can't touch a dime of what's yours." I hung up. I looked out the window. The sun was setting. The sky was painted in gold and violet. And for the first time in 6 months, I didn't feel like I was holding my breath. I exhaled. Deep. Slow. Complete. They'd spent months thinking they'd outsmarted me, thinking they'd pulled off the perfect betrayal. But they never understood the one thing that actually matters. Revenge isn't about destruction. It's about reclamation. I didn't just take their illusion of control. I took back my peace. And that's a victory no one can ever undo. Karma doesn't always show up with lightning and thunder. Sometimes, it arrives in spreadsheets, in quiet phone calls, in signed documents, and in the slow, steady collapse of a lie that was never meant to last. I didn't set out to ruin anyone. I just refused to let them ruin me. And sometimes, that's enough. Justice isn't always loud, but it's always thorough. If this story hit you right where it hurts, smash that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever watched karma work in slow motion? And if you're here for more stories that keep you thinking long after the screen goes dark, hit subscribe for American Sleep Tales. I drop 2 videos every single day, so you never have to face the night alone. Turn on notifications, get comfortable, and let the next story carry you into the quiet. Sleep well. You've earned it.